Scizor and Scyther, for that matter, are the worst Pokemon in Pokemon Unite, and it's not even close. Hi, Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw, let's get into this. First, let's just talk about its win rate, which is really low. I mean, low. 40% low. I've never seen a Pokemon perform this poorly. The way that Sylveon got an emergency nerf, this Pokemon needed an emergency buff. This is the most shocking win rate I have ever seen. This is for all of its builds combined. Everyone who has played this Pokemon, the best players, the top 10,000 players, this is how good they have done on this Pokemon. And it's all of its builds, by the way. Look at this here. The highest pick rate dual wing beat build, which keeps it Scyther. By the way, I have to say, Scyther is much better than Scizor for whatever that's worth, but geez, Scyther has a 40% win rate. Scizor, on the other hand, has a 39% win rate. You've got the best build possible for it with a 42% win rate, and then another Scizor build with a 39% win rate. So look, a few things can be gleaned from this. First of all, the Pokemon is brand new, and when a Pokemon comes out, I think a lot of people are still figuring out how to play it. A lot of the first matches with this Pokemon are probably going to do poorly compared to what they would do with some of their other better Pokemon. That's reasonable and a given, and I think that's something that we have to agree upon. However, everything else, woo, just let me start with this. The Pokemon just came out, so that means that everyone who's playing it is going to be playing it, and they're not going to have known enough about it to maybe make it sing the way they really needed to. But even if they did, even if they were able to crack the code and figure out this Pokemon, I still don't think that makes up for 10% in win rate. This Pokemon, which, by the way, in every single build. Now, if there was one build for this Pokemon that was closer to the 50% win rate range and all the others were low, you could at least say, okay, there's one build in there. But I have never seen a Pokemon perform this poorly. I mean, across the board, no one can get this thing to work. Even the amazing top pros who you will see pick this Pokemon up and say that they like it. Fine, fair enough, they like it. Scyther, by the way, not Scizor. Fine, fair enough, they like it. Even them, there's no way they would bring this into a competitive setting. It's so outclassed in so many ways. It's early game, kind of decent. It's mid game, okay. It's late game, feels like it falls off a cliff, and all of those times you would rather have any other Pokemon. Really, you could have any other Pokemon on your team, especially, by the way, if you go Scizor. I do not know what happened with Scizor, but man, that Pokemon is... It's tragic. It's absolutely tragic how bad this Pokemon is. I know there are real life tragedies. I can assure you, what happened to Scizor is worse. What happened to Scizor is worse than the worst thing that's happened in your life. I know it because I'm experiencing it right now. I am telling you, this is one of the most bizarre releases we have had in Pokemon Unite. I can't think of another Pokemon that's this weak. Buzzwole was pretty dang weak. I mean, it was bad. Buzzwole was bad, but this is so bad. So, to give you a little idea as to what maybe happened with this Pokemon, it was in the public test server. Scizor was good, and then they nerfed it. They nerfed it, or something is wrong with it, but I've been told there's no bug, except for the bug type that it is. But I've been told there's no bug. It just looks like they nerfed it coming into the game, and man, it needs some love. As far as Scyther is concerned, there's a little hope for Scyther. I still think it needs some buffs to be more competitive, and it needs some of its control issues fixed. But man, this Pokemon is just the worst release. It's the worst release I can ever remember. Buzzwole kind of comes close. Azumarill was always pretty weak. Trevenant had a pretty rough release, but this Pokemon just feels like, oh, I guess this whole video, the whole point of this video is to complain. I just wanted to complain for a minute because this Pokemon hurts my heart and soul. And I also wanted to just tell you, just don't play this Pokemon until it gets buffed. Don't play it. Don't buy it. You'll regret it. This is just... this is the worst. I just had to rant. I just had to rant about Scizor. I can't take it. I can't handle it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I don't know what's been playing in the background, but it better not have been Scizor. Goodbye.